Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I'm in downtown Chicago. We just closed on some rental property, so we're really excited about that. And as you guys know, the other day we did our first marathon together. So we're trying to be better people, trying to do more as a couple. It builds your relationship when you're doing things together as a unit. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to address while I was sitting here, sort of waiting, is this issue with LeBron, and basically the critics that criticize LeBron and his position on the NBA in their relationship with China. If you didn't follow the story, basically there was a tweet by a Houston Rockets general manager where he expressed support for Hong Kong, which is fighting for democracy, which pits them against mainland China. China is it's a communist country. They don't really believe in things like freedom of speech and things like that. And when the tweet came out, there was a lot of backlash. The Chinese government shut down a lot of their business with the NBA. Their big tour was canceled. A lot of their events that were going to be streamed are not going to be streamed anymore. So it became kind of a conflict between whether or not they would support free speech or whether or not they would support their bank account, right? Because they have a deep business relationship with China. The NBA makes billions of dollars a year in China, and it's growing. It's one of their fastest growing market segments on earth. And so anyway, LeBron made a tweet the other day in which basically he just sort of said, we've had a rough week. The tweet could have waited another week until after the tour was over. It was a long time, and basically saying that he wasn't in alignment with the Rockets general manager making that tweet at that time. Well, a lot of people have criticized LeBron and gone pretty hard at him. One guy in USA Today basically said this was the most disgraceful moment in the history of LeBron's career and stuff like that. And it was kind of a mess. Like, they were pretty brutal toward LeBron, and they pointed to times when he'd been outspoken on issues related to say, President Trump and, stuff like that. And they basically said, you always want freedom of speech for yourself, but you don't want freedom of speech for the people in Hong Kong. And so I will say, thanks, man. She's showing me the keys. We just got the new place, so we got the keys. I'm gonna finish it real quick. But here's the thing. I didn't really like the criticism of LeBron. I didn't like all the attacks. I thought the attacks were uncalled for. I think that, one of the things we have to understand is a couple of things. First thing is, the individuals who make these attacks on LeBron for not being willing to ruin his lucrative business relationship with China over Hong Kong's democracy, that's his right. Freedom of speech is not just the right to say what you want, it's the right to remain silent when you choose to. There's something called sovereignty, which says that a country that has its own affairs, those are their affairs, not yours. And so I think it's LeBron's right to say, I really don't want to get involved. I want to pick my battles. This is not a battle I'm choosing to pick. Leave me alone. I think there's another piece to this that says also, I find it fascinating that a lot of the liberals who are upset that NBA players aren't willing to lose millions of dollars over freedom of speech, that these same liberals are the ones who are suppressing free speech in a lot of different spaces. If you go to a lot of college campuses and you have a viewpoint that is not popular, you're at risk of being shut down. You're at risk of being told you can't speak. You're being at risk of being told that your views don't matter. And also, if you notice, even on social media, there's a lot of anti-free speech kind of happening. So this idea that America is this sort of beautiful democracy where everybody's allowed freedom of speech and expression, that's completely inaccurate. That's completely wrong. The third thing I would say is this. LeBron is a guy who I get the impression, this is why I admire him, he uses his free speech for his people. He speaks up on issues that relate to black folks and a few other things as well. And what's interesting is that a lot of these same people who will go off on LeBron for not exercising his free speech to save and support Hong Kong are the same people who would never use their freedom of speech to support black people. So LeBron is our guy. I love this guy. I think LeBron is representing at the highest levels, and I think it's fundamentally flawed and fundamentally problematic that people will bash him because he's not ready to go, take it for the team for Hong Kong. Hong Kong's not his city. That's not his country. You have many of these critics. You have issues right here in America, in your own country, where rights and freedoms and liberties are being suppressed and destroyed and ruined on a daily basis, particularly amongst people of color, and you have not said a word. So the same way you can bash LeBron for not speaking out on Hong Kong, we could, if we wanted, to bash you for not speaking up on what's going on with people of color, okay, so, and black people. So anyway, that's about it. That's all I got to say, guys. I'm about to get out of here. I got to run. So please hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button. Also, don't forget, I'll be in New York City in a couple of weeks. We're going to do an investment seminar out there. If you'd like to learn more, go to drboycenewyork.com. That's drboycenewyork.com. Last but not least, we in the Black Business School, we have financial flashcards for children, things like that. So the same way we just went and closed on a property today. If you want your kids to learn about business and real estate, you want to teach them young. So feel free to go check out our programs and things like that. You can go to blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.